Cracked chest plate, split circuitry, cloudy optics.
What a waste of waste metal.
Good chin, though. That's the kind of chin that silences a room.
Look at his armature. He's K-class. We should salute him.
Hey, pinheads! No touchy-touchy. I haven't sightened him yet. He just went,
You're sure you're not imagining it?
You think that's the best my imagination can come up with? Get off me! He's come back to life! It's a miracle! A miracle!
That's no miracle. That's some kind of freaky reanimated corpse.
He's a zombie! An affront to Primus! Kill him! Kill him!
Smile for the bullet, weird miracle zombie.
Now just wait a second. The thing about me, my big thing is this. I'm not really keen on dying, now survival. Oh wow, huge fan. Put me down for some of that. Besides, we don't even know each other. You might like me. You might find me disarming. Yes, I disarm you.
You'd what me?
Careful! He's using words to confuse and frighten us.
Easy, guys. He's not a miracle or a zombie. He's just alive. Apologies. We thought you were a corpse.
You found me on my back and you assumed I was dead?
No. We assumed you were dead. Because everyone else is.
Nice to meet you, loser. They call me Misfire. Long story. Actually, you know what? It isn't. It's a very short story involving a machine gun, a misunderstanding, and a dozen dead Decepticons. I'm Fulcrum. Wait a second. Is that my fuel pump? What? This? Yeah. Can I keep it? Well, I kind of need it, you know, for pumping my fuel. You know what, Pinhead? You're alright. Just for you, I'm gonna introduce the hell out of everyone. See that guy behind me with the scowl and the head wound? Don't be fooled. Crankcase is actually the most cheerful person you'll ever meet. The thing is, if he smiles, his precarious cranial architecture will collapse and he'll die. He's the only Decepticon who can be killed by a single punchline. Really? No, not really. You're just miserable, aren't you, Crankcase?
Buh.
Did he just say, I know, you've seen it written down, but never heard it said out loud, right? Spinister tried to shoot you, but then he tries to shoot everyone. To him, the world is a collection of vaguely hostile shapes. If he seems distracted by his own fingers, it's because, and I present this as an empirical truth, he is truly the stupidest person in the entire universe. The twitchy neoprimalist with the big feet is Flywheels. He suffers from a rare and possibly made up type of psychosomatic hyperreflexia. He can't tell a lie without changing shape. Not true! And the guy with the clenched fists and the air of quiet desperation is Croc. He's a military strategist, so these days he has a lot of time on his hands. But hey, unless you're Megatron in a new body, in which case no disrespect, but I hope you get the receipt, Croc is the highest ranking Decepticon in the vicinity, and that makes him our interim. Make do stand-in leader for the time being. Well, that was relentless.
Again, apologies. Misfire is usually slightly less wired. We're expropriation specialists, you see. And it's Misfire's job to extract energon from our fallen comrades. Trouble is, he can't resist sampling the goods. Not far from here is the semi-exsanguated body of a monster con who, we now realize, overdosed on circuit speeders.
Expropriation specialists? You're scavengers, really, aren't you, Croc?
Whatever. The bottom line is, we need fuel and spare parts, or we'll never catch up with the others.
Others?
I got separated from my squad a few planets ago. I found a ship and started chasing their flight signature. And I picked up this motley crew on my travels.
Space is a big place, Croc. I'm surprised you can find enough junk to keep going.
If you knew your history, you'd know that this sector of space is one big Decepticon graveyard. There was a time when both sides were throwing everything they had at each other. 1,000 battles were being fought on multiple fronts in a relentless bid for full spectrum dominance. The big two sealed themselves in hypercognizance shells. Omniglobes, the better to absorb the relentless field reports and frontline updates. They wanted to know everything, all at once, all the time. The hero and the villain, millions of miles apart, neural processors stretched to capacity, both obsessed with the totality of information. Everything, all at once, all the time. From an individual trooper's energon levels to the wind direction on an Alpacian battlefield. People's lives were reduced to decimals and integers and intersecting lines. And when that happens, you end up with 1,000 worlds like this one, trampled underfoot and then forgotten about as the war surges forward. The only difference between us and the Autobots is that the Autobots went back to collect their dead. Still don't suppose it matters now. Really? How come? Well, because the war is over. No, wait, what? Our war? Our war's over? As in, properly over? But that's... I know. When? How? We received a message, all of us, at the same time. The fighting stopped. Come home. But there's always been a war. That's like saying there's no more blue, or the weather stopped. Did we win? We think. We don't know, but we're guessing. We're guessing probably the Autobots won. You know, just because. If that's true, then I guess... Actually, I don't know how I feel about that.
I mean, don't get stressed about it. We could be wrong. We might totally have won. Even as we speak, Megatron could be standing on top of Nova Peak like he did on Declaration Day, and telling everyone how after all these years we can finally, What was the plan after the war ended? The legendary Phase 7 repopulation. So we spent all that time killing each other, just so we can rebuild our race? How long have you been a Decepticon, Crankcase? It's a bit late to start questioning the grand plan. Spinister, what are you doing?
The fire's giving me weird looks, Croc. I think I'm gonna shoot it.
Well, a straggler. And I think he's trying to speak.
But...
That's probably Autobot for please don't kill me.
The war is over.
Really? I hadn't heard.